All right. Couple weeks out, less than 2 weeks out from the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury fight. So a lot of the conversations are getting more active as the fight gets closer. And Scott BT Sports, who's airing the fight in the UK, had a very, very good interview with some people on there. John Fury, Tyson Fury's father. He had David Haye, the guy who usually does the commentating, and the jackass Paulie Malignaggi were all on there. And Tyson Fury's dad said some stuff, man, that was absolutely bananas. And hey, man, what can you say? He loves his son. But some of the stuff he said, man, is like, come on, man, the father's eyes are one thing, man, but now you're just on it. One of the things that he said was that Deontay Wilder had never fought the likes of a David Haye and a Steve USS Cunningham. Let's talk about that and the other things that Paulie Malignaggi said in this video. All right, man. We're getting up on this fight. Tensions are getting high. People are saying crazy things. And two people that were steady busy saying crazy things were Paulie Malignaggi and John Fury. Now, John Fury is the father of Tyson Fury. So that is, that I can understand that. Paulie Malignaggi is a years long hater of Deontay Wilder, so that is understandable. But what Paulie Malignaggi said, what he actually said was like, man, come on, man. Stop with the exaggeration. And it's the exaggeration that your exaggeration is, which is I'm sure is a reason, a part of the reason that your network Showtime is no longer dealing with Deontay Wilder. But let's go into what John Fury said at first, man. John Fury said two things. One, he said that Deontay Wilder is not that big a puncher. He couldn't be, because Deontay Wilder knocked down Tyson Fury in the 12th round. And how could you knock a man down in the 12th round and he get up and you be a very big puncher? Okay, that is ludicrous on many, 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 many levels. First, in order to knock somebody down in the 12th round, you have to have had enough power to fight for 12 rounds and still have enough strength to put a man down who is 6'9", 265 pounds. Okay? That takes, you have to have big power to knock somebody down like that anyway, but to do it after you've been fighting after fighting for 36 minutes, right? Taking punches, throwing punches, and you get more tired as the fight goes on. You're not as fresh in round 12 as you were in round 3. So clearly for him to hold that type of power that long tells you Deontay Wilder is a heavy puncher. Also, the fact that he's got 41 knockouts in 43 fights. Tyson Fury does not have that doesn't put those type of knockouts on people. And he's got 28 fights. But just the idea that Deontay Wilder is not that big a puncher. I was listening to Peter Fury, and I was like, all right, man, you just trying to win an argument. You are talking it up. You are selling the fight. Maybe your son is out there listening. You giving your son the type of energy and the type of encouragement and the self-belief that he needs. But nah, not buying that one, man. Not buying that, okay? I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that Vladimir Klitschko can't punch either. You know what I mean? I'm not buying. And so that's just, obviously that's a crazy one. But then he said to David Haye, because David Haye was on this panel too. He says to David Haye that, hey, Deontay Wilder's got 40 knockouts, but who's he fought? Sounding like a straight up UK troll. Sounding just straight up UK troll. You just saw him put your son on his ass, okay? Twice, in the 9th round, in the 12th round. Put him on his behind, your own son, twice. And you yourself said that you didn't believe Deontay Wilder's power before, but now you believe it. That's what you said after the fight. And you would have stopped that fight. That Peter Fury said if it was up to him, he would have stopped the fight. He wouldn't have let it keep going. But all of a sudden now, Deontay Wilder doesn't have any power. Mighty convenient. But he says, just to get back on the point, he says to David Haye when they're in the middle of this conversation that, look, Deontay Wilder has never fought the kind of guys like you, David Haye, or Steve Cunningham. He's never fought a Steve Cunningham. Dude, you should have seen the look on the face of the guy from BT Sports. Should have seen it. He was like, he had this quizzical, like comedic look. Steve Cunningham is a cruiserweight. Steve Cunningham is a good cruiserweight. Not the top cruiserweight, not the best cruiserweight. He is a good cruiserweight. He was a good cruiserweight. Deontay Wilder would knock Steve Cunningham's head in a 360-degree circle and he would fall down right away. Steve Cunningham probably wouldn't even take the fight. Like, how much are you paying me? It's not worth it. Just to hear that was like, yeah, man, you are really trying to sell it because you know that Tyson Fury really has only beaten an older Vladimir Klitschko and Derek Chisora. The win over Vladimir Klitschko was a big thing, but I'm not so sure on the Derek Chisora. Now, the guy whose name I gotta remember was with BT brought up, hey man, he brought up a really excellent point as well. Man, my mind is so early in the morning. But he talked about the face-off. They talked about the face-off between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And he said, look, man, we knew with with Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko, how Vladimir Klitschko wouldn't look Tyson Fury in the eyes, that we knew, he has him. He said, yeah, and that's what that's what happened with your son and Deontay Wilder in this press conference. The fact that your son wouldn't look him in the eye told me that your son is in some trouble, and Deontay Wilder was looking at him very, very confidently while this guy's looking shady. So it was a really, really good, interesting information with the exchange with John Fury. I don't blame John Fury for saying whatever John Fury needs to say. Now, he did throw Ben Davidson under the bus though, and said that Ben Davidson was, that part of the problem. Now, I don't understand this though. If Tyson Fury won the fight against Deontay Wilder so easily, and it was like Paulie fucking idiot ass Malignaggi said, nobody in America, nobody in Europe ever thought that Deontay Wilder won, and only a handful of people thought Wilder won in the United States, which is complete crap, dude. There are plenty of people that say, nah, man, Deontay Wilder won that fight. That shit was a knockout. A bunch of people say that, but even if there weren't a bunch of people saying it, the whole thing is irrelevant because it is a draw. Paulie Malignaggi's just, man, dude, I can't stand Paulie Malignaggi. But the point that I was raising was that if Peter Fury and Tyson Fury thought that he beat Deontay Wilder so easily, and it was just a one-sided show, no doubt about it, no way that you could have lost, that Deontay Wilder could have won the fight, why would you get rid of Ben Davidson? If he looked so good and everything was so great, why would you get rid of the trainer? Why are you then in the same breath blaming the trainer and saying about the trainer that, he's a good kid, but 3 months before he was just a physical trainer or something like that, and he didn't bring the experience that he needed to the fight? Well, Ben Davidson has been in 2 more championship fights with Tyson Fury since the Deontay Wilder fight. And if the Deontay Wilder fight was such a great job, then what's the problem? Was it the Otto Wallen fight that made them rethink this? Was it the Otto Wallen fight? The one where the guy went to the body a few times against Tyson Fury, and by going to the body against Tyson Fury and getting close by going to his body, that it dropped Tyson Fury's hands and Tyson Fury got a gash up underneath his eye. Look, man, they can try to sell this stuff all they want. But I'm not buying. I think the fight is going to be a good fight. But this whole idea that somehow Tyson Fury just outboxed and matched, a masterful boxing performance, man, the fact that you would fire the coach flies in the face of that, man. But anyway, and Paulie Malignaggi, man, he's just a tool, man. Paulie Malignaggi is just a tool. He doesn't like Deontay Wilder, period. Just doesn't like him, okay? Doesn't like him. He says stuff, and you can tell when he says stuff like, well, the one thing that I'll give Deontay Wilder credit for. He was down behind the cards. He was down, and hey, everything that he was trying to do, he's still throwing punches hard. So, he still was in there trying to win. That's the one thing you will give him. Dog, Deontay Wilder don't need you to give him anything, man. I can't stand Paulie Malignaggi if you can't tell. But anyway, I thought that was a really good conversation. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hey, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Thank you to everybody on the Patreon and everybody in the live streams Monday through Friday and OG Boxing Talk on Sunday. And with that, I'm out. Peace.